Welcome to the GCN Tech Show.
Coming up this week, we've got fancy pants carbon mudguards, we've got very fast new wheels, we've got a wooden gravel bike, yes, you heard that right, comments of the week, the bike fault, and our main talking point.
Are winter bikes a complete waste of time, and should they just get in the bin?
Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, let's get straight into our main talking point. And Alex, describe to us what a winter bike is.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point, because I'm worried, actually, that some people are going to think that it's a new form of bike that is like now trying to take over.
No.
It's not an all-road bike, it's not like a gravel bike. Quite simply, what most people are talking about is a slightly lesser bike, a bit more robust and durable that you would use in winter because the conditions are a little bit worse, and therefore stuff's cheaper to replace. That's like the premise of it. I, however, feel that a winter bike isn't really necessary anymore.
I see your point, and I'd say about 8 years ago when I was riding, everybody had a winter bike. Once the winter months came, everybody was on their not so good bike. They were heavier, not so good components, and you'd ride them all throughout the winter. And it was great because you didn't have to, worry. Obviously, you still have to worry about it because it's still a bike, but you didn't have to be, really
looking after it meticulously.
Yeah, and I feel like they are good for two reasons, because are slightly heavier.
Yeah.
Extra training.
Yeah, all right.
And again, back to my first point where, you didn't have to mollycoddle it because it wasn't, your pride and joy. But then when it comes to the race season, you get on your pride and joy, and it does feel like you have that bit extra morale because you've been training on a heavy winter bike.
I kind of with you, I get that.
Go on. And I feel like it is just, saving your good components. Whereas if you did ride your race bike all through the winter, you get to summer and your race bike would be knackered. Whereas you're keeping it nice and shiny and sparkly for the race season.
Yeah, but if you're it's not cheaper to buy a whole new bike and replace the parts than what it is than just to replace the parts on one bike.
But what I did is when I first got into cycling, I had a very average road bike.
Yeah.
And then when I got more into cycling and wanted to race, I bought a race bike, and then I demotivated
that bike. You're no longer a race bike. You're demotivated.
Went to a winter bike, and I kind of changed some of the components, the better ones, up to the race bike, and got some not so good ones for my winter bike. So I kind of,
I'm totally with you. I get it.
Yeah.
I get the reason behind it. I've had a winter bike myself in the past, and for me, at very best, it can't be more than like a mid-tier.
No, very average bike.
But on the sort of premise of you could just put mudguards on most bikes, like clip-on ones, most all-road bikes, endurance bikes have got like mudguard mounts, therefore it's going to keep most of the like crap and rubbish off the bike. And if you just look after it and maintain it anyway, I kind of feel like the thing that highlights it for me was a few weeks back Chloe bought herself a winter bike because I said it would be a great idea. And then she rode it once and went, do you know what? It's now made all of the things I enjoy about cycling, it's just like taken them away.
Really?
It's heavier, it's slower, it's not as comfy, it doesn't feel as nice to ride, and you're sort of maybe riding a slightly lesser bike sat at home knowing that you've got like a good one in the garage. So do you know what?
I do get it, yeah.
Chloe's winter bike went up for sale after one ride.
I did see that.
yeah. Which I totally get it, especially because when Chloe's like out riding with me or like the group of people that we cycle with, she's having to work pretty hard to keep up. So she's like, why would I want to make it tougher?
Yeah, I feel like it only works if, say you go on those rides and, everybody is on a winter bike.
Yeah.
Or if, that might be good for her, a bit of extra training.
Right, I'll let Chloe know she needs extra training.
She's going to hate me now.
No, it is there are like arguments for both sides.
I think if you have the option to do it.
Yeah. I certainly think if you're someone that has felt comfortable enough and that you've got enough money to buy like a proper top spec road bike, in theory, it might be that you've probably got enough money spare to buy a cheaper road bike and keep the really nice bike looking nice.
Yeah.
These days, I think if I had one really nice bike, I probably wouldn't buy a second one. I'd probably just get mudguards and really look after it. What about you?
Yeah, probably the same. But I think I don't know. I do like the option of having a winter bike because I'm not as careful with things as you. I know you'd get back from a ride and you'd
look after it.
Yeah, I'd get back from a ride and be like, I need to get in the shower, I'll just throw it in the garage and then I'd sort it out tomorrow.
Well, I still do that. I just look after it as soon as I've got out of the shower and quick, go wash it and clean it up.
I just want to sit on the sofa after a horrible ride.
That is actually a really good point, and I think in reality the vast majority of people have got the mindset of you.
Yeah.
Whereas there's not many people that are as nerdy and losery as me that are clean the bike straight away.
Quite a few people.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, for me, I think winter bike is maybe good for some people, but I don't think I would choose to have one, and I don't have one. What are you thinking?
I'm in two mindsets. I can't decide.
You can't remain on the fence. we need a solid answer.
I think I'd go for a winter bike if I was to do a load of riding outside, but it'd still have to be an okay bike because, I guess going back to Chloe's point, you still want to enjoy it. You don't want to get on and be like, this is horrible. Yeah,
you don't. That's I think for me is the key thing. If changing to a slightly lesser winter style bike is going to detract away from the enjoyment that you get from cycling, there's no way you should be doing it. If you're happy with that and it fits for what you want to get out of cycling and fits the bill perfectly for you, then I think it's a great way of not wearing out expensive components.
And I feel like a lot of people used to, I'd say 8 years ago, people used to race a lot of cyclocross, so they'd use their cross bikes on the road and just put stick tyres on there, and they'd use that.
Your theory of
that could be like a gravel bike now. People could do that with their gravel bike.
Yeah, that's really cool. Your theory of your original race bike or whatever gets demoted to being the winter bike is pretty much what all the people have that I go riding with. So most people's winter bikes are rim brake because it's their previous race bike. Maybe electronic shifting. They're still pretty good, winter bikes. No one's got a bad one, and I think, but it's just good to see stuff reused, basically.
Definitely.
And people should probably let us know in the comments section down below what their thoughts are on winter bikes. And, well, as I say, every single week, we'll pick out the best comments and discuss them the week after. It's now time for Hot and Spicy Tech, and kicking things off this week, we have some new wheels from Princeton Carbon Works. They are a new version of its Wake 6560 Evolution wheel set. It's got a new rim profile, and Princeton are saying it's pretty much the fastest wheel they've ever made in pretty much every single way. There's a lot of bold claims going around with this wheel set.
There is, and it's also really cool that they've actually published the data they've done on testing the wheel against other wheels. So normally when brands test wheels, they'll test them against other wheels, but they'll say, this is wheel A, B, C, and this is our wheel. But they've actually named the wheels that they've tested, which we think is quite cool. So they've tested it against the Zip 454 and the Shimano C60 wheels, and they do say that their wheel is faster, and apparently you save 7 watts when travelling at 30 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's some big claims, aren't they?
I don't know if I can get to 30 miles an hour, but...
I do 30 miles an hour and I cycle downhill.
Yeah.
Ollie does that for a 10-mile time trial.
True.
Fair play.
Going downhill, not
as you say, it is
watts.
it's super interesting to see a brand willing to state that in their testing process, they've specifically categorised what they obviously deem as their main competitors, which I think is interesting. Some stats anyway, the wheels have got a 21mm internal rim width, 28.2mm external width, optimised for 25 to 28 mil tyres, and it's important that Princeton are saying that they believe in hooked rims and there's no need for rim tape to run them tubeless. It's got a completely sealed rim bed. Pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, and they come in at a price depending on what hub and what colours. You choose a complete wheel set between $3,150 and $4,500.
Tell us about the weights,
quite spenny.
Please.
Oh, and the lightest spec option is 1,365 grams.
I mean, they are expensive wheels. The colours look really cool, though.
They do, yeah.
I don't know if it's a bit too much for me, the colours.
No? I think the colours on a matte black bike, chef's kiss.
Yeah, chef's kiss. Is that what it's called? All right. Next up,
You're not on TikTok, are you?
No. Do I look like someone that does TikTok?
No.
Yeah. Next up in Hot Tech, we have got some carbon fibre mudguards. We both saw these last week, didn't we? Because we were at Tom Sturdy's filming some stuff, which is coming out soon. So if you want to see that, subscribe to GCN and GCN Tech. You won't miss out. But essentially, Tom Sturdy, who works with Titanium, has made some carbon fibre mudguards just because why the hell not?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And they do look so slick. I feel like Mudguards kind of have a reputation of being a bit ugly, I think.
Yeah.
But these ones are.
I don't have any information on pricing, but if you head over to their Instagram page, there's some pictures and stuff like that all about them. They use titanium struts, and I'm going to throw it out there. They're probably more expensive than most people would be bargaining on or spending on their winter bikes.
They are carbon mudguards at the end of the day.
Whatever. It's pretty cool they're made, but also a new material next. So this is a new gravel bike. The frame is made from wood. It's from a company called Ornus, and I think it's constructed from ash, which is a hardwood. Obviously not a softwood.
No. Do you know? Can I do a fun fact?
I feel like you're going to do a fun fact, whatever I say.
Yeah. Velodromes are made from Siberian pine wood, and that's because they're quite flexible, because obviously it needs to go in an oval shape so they can bend the wood nicely.
That actually is a fun fact.
And it doesn't splinter very easily, although you do get splinters if you fall off on the track.
Have you ever seen someone get a big splinter in them when they've crashed on the track?
Not like a huge one, but I've had little splinters. They have to like tweezer out.
Oh, you see that? It's just no. It's just no from me. It just, makes me feel nervous. Anyway.
Or you could go on the road and get road rash and take half of your skin off and get stones stuck in you, but you know,
admittedly,
what's all this from?
Yeah, my elbows have had a hard life, haven't they? So let's go back to the bike. So
Yes.
the company is saying, so Ornus is saying the bike weighs in at 9 kilograms and the frame alone is 1.8 kilograms. So it's not super light, but it's
it is
perhaps,
made of wood, so you would expect it to be a little bit heavier.
yeah, perhaps not as heavy as some people anticipate. You've got 3 different build options costing between €6,800 all the way up to €8,300, depending on the spec. So in terms of its constructions, I was keen to work out how this was done. It's machined in separate little parts to get the right shapes. Then where the pieces are like intersect and are bonded together, it has a little internal aluminium sleeve to make sure the joints are incredibly strong.
Interesting.
Which, yeah, it is actually pretty
I'd be really
interesting.
interested to like actually ride one and see if it feels any different to like say riding a carbon bike. Like would you know if you were on one?
I don't know. There was that wooden bike side road a while back,
Yeah.
so maybe this is kind of like an evolution of that. Be good to see. Other choices, other sports was using wood as a material, just to highlight this. Oars, hockey pucks, baseball bats, stuff like that. So wood can be blooming strong.
True.
There you go. Also, not exactly exciting hot tech this week. I wanted to talk about arse savers because we mentioned mudguards earlier.
We did.
So if you don't have mudguards on your bike, you can always get an arse saver, available at shop.globalcyclingnetwork.com. But I also I was looking on the arse saver website the other day. Make sure you get to the right website. They also do like mud flaps that go on the back of your mudguards, so it extends them further down. I've been doing it wrong with this time. I've been getting a normal arse saver and cutting it out.
When you could just buy it.
Could have just bought the products that I wanted. It already existed.
Oh dear.
And then also we should highlight, not that it's hot tech at all. That
Definitely not hot.
Yeah, no, that the GCN app closure. Most people will have seen it from now, and we just wanted to highlight that the 19th of December is the deadline for making sure that you view as much content as you can possibly consume.
Basically, you need to binge watch.
You do need to
GCN
binge
Plus
watch
documentaries.
Maybe get a couple of days from your Christmas holiday and bump them a bit earlier, so you can really
just take
make
some
use
time
of
off work, so you need to watch the GCN app documentary.
It also is important to say anyone with an active subscription, which would continue on past that date, is going to be pro-rated and then like refunded back to you. So head over, check GCN Plus app before it sadly vanishes.
For the last time.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do a duo. Okay, ready?
We're not doing a duo.
Comments of the week. Mm-mm. Comments of the week. Mm-mm. Comments of the week. Mm-mm. Comments of the week.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's all you're getting from me.
Comments of the week. Okay, we're going to kick off with some comments from last week's show, where we were talking about our perfect bike. And Heaven Ash 2628 says, the perfect bike for me is one that puts a smile on my face even if you just sat looking at it. A top of the range bike with a big price tag would be nice, but I've had cheap and expensive bikes. I can honestly say I've had just as much fun on the cheaper bikes and loved some of them just as much as the expensive ones.
Well said.
And totally agree with that.
Next.
And
do you want to read next one or shall I?
I'll go for it.
I've just seen it, you can read it out.
Mark Barker, 5345. Cyclocross remounts could be interesting with the Spur saddle.
Just in case you haven't seen what the Spur saddle looks like, here's a picture of it. Now imagine jumping on your bike.
Stop, we do not need to talk about this. Next.
Right.
Alex, right, before we get started on the next one, your hookless video
Look,
that you did.
there was a lot of
got
rage.
a lot of...
People aren't happy about it, right?
It's all your fault, apparently.
Apparently, it's all down to me. Okay, look, people are not necessarily happy about hookless wheels. I didn't invent the technology. It's not my thing. I just want to tell people, here's like what are supposed to be the advantages of it, here's what are perhaps the downsides of it, and then with this information, people can decide whatever they choose to do.
Yeah, we're not forcing anybody to do anything they don't want to do.
Look, I think people are skeptical about new technology, and I think it's totally right that all new bike tech, whatever it is, should be under scrutiny to make sure that it's suitable for people to use. And as far as I'm concerned, hookless is not a new technology. It's been around for absolutely ages, and it might suit some people's riding, it might not suit some people's riding, and from that, people can decide what they want to do.
Let's read out some of the comments, though.
Yeah, before it turns into everyone hating on me. Right, comment from Greg. They say, for us average mortals, these marginal gains don't make up for the limitations of hookless wheels, but as hookless tech continues to evolve, hopefully these limitations will go away. I think that's a good comment.
Yeah.
Next one, go on.
It's funny that GCN Alex is walking at beginning of video, scared to ride hookless, maybe.
I mean, I thought it was quite funny, but no, I'm obviously not scared to ride hookless, am I?
You look scared.
What do you mean I look scared?
You're doing that scared face.
Whatever. The next comment was an interesting one because I picked it out for a genuine valid reason. Lev Bobrov 1398 says, watching GCN videos, I always thought that hookless was a nonsense that I don't need to care about. Imagine my surprise when I found out, unbeknown to me, I've been riding hookless rims on my gravel bike for absolutely years now. Moreover, to the point when he found out that about a year ago, he also had a tyre on his hookless wheels that wasn't meant to be on hookless wheels, and he'd done about 700 kilometres of it without any problems, but he did swap the tyres out. And I think this highlights the problem. People aren't always aware of the technology they're using.
That's why you did the video.
Well, hopefully to help people out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Moving on, anyway, to the factory tour Ollie did, and we have a comment, love watching the manufacturing process. Thanks to Velo and Wellgo for opening the doors to GCN. Yeah,
there was loads of comments sort of like echoing this. Basically, people anticipated it might not have been that much of a thrilling video. Turns out, loads of people loved it. There you go.
Great news.
It's now time for the bike vault, which is our favourite part of the show. Where's the bell? Oh, it's down
here
the
it is.
side. There you go. Well, I would say you can play along on the GCN app for now, but we're going to have to figure out a new process for bike vault submissions in the coming weeks. And of course, we'll update you on the tech show as always. So the most super nice in the app last week is from Dan with this Velo. What do you make of it, man?
I'm surprised this was the most super nice bike in the bike vault, I'll have to be honest. It's probably not what I would deem as the most super nice. We have quite a few gubbins. I mean, the angle, we're just up against a shipping container.
Yeah. It's
clean.
a nice,
it's
just
clean.
a nice
yeah,
for me.
it's a nice for me.
Cool bike,
and
though.
we're not in biggie smalls.
Yeah.
And where are the valves? And the valves are attempting to be aligned.
Oh
well.
So first up this week, Kasawari with specialised Roubaix SL8 Pro.
Oh.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
Gears are not in the correct position, cranks are not level, valves are not lined up, and it's lent up a wall which looks like it could be very scratchy on the lever, left-hand shifter. Other than that, what are you thinking?
Nice.
Sorry, I'm going to go nice on that.
Very suspicious blue drink in there as well.
Is that screen wash?
I really hope not.
I hope not. Who we got next?
MJ...
E. Furland?
Yeah, something Furland. With a Marinoni?
Marinoni? I don't know. I can't say what it is.
Don't think I've seen one of these before.
No. It looks blooming cool, though.
It does. Rim brakes.
Rim brakes, yes.
Tan sidewalls.
Mechanical
biggie smalls.
shifting.
Valves are aligned. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, I love bikes like that.
Me too.
For me, sort of that type and style of bike, and maybe almost that era of components, not like the super new, but not really old. I feel
like that's the era we were brought up.
Yeah, everyone has that.
Yeah.
It's just in a different.
I think rim brakes just do it for me.
Yeah.
Do you like them?
Next up, we have got the Velo S5.
Doesn't say the username.
Very precarious angle and position.
I feel like 90% of people can probably tell where this picture's been taken. Oh, come on. Come on. You serious?
I think I got it. Well, I think I've got it. I'm going to say it because I'm going to look like an idiot if I'm wrong. Is it the top of Sakalobra?
No!
Oh, I am wrong! What is it?
The right island. It's a lighthouse.
Is it?
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Of course I knew that. I was just messing around, just being silly.
The Formentor Lighthouse in Majorca.
It's giving me anxiety that the bike could just fall
Yeah, I feel
over.
like this could have been a beautiful picture. Not sure what's going on
No.
with the bike on the wall held by the handlebars on a bit of a jointy angle, but stunning bike.
Stunning bike, it's a nice from me.
Reminds me of Mark Cavendish, this bike. Don't know why.
All right, because it's green.
Yeah, maybe.
Folly 00 next with a Peugeot from 1999, apparently.
Ooh.
Oh, good fade on it.
Good fade on it. Very nice fade. I mean...
That 105 group set was one of my favourites back in the day. When that was like new out, loved it.
Yeah, I remember getting 105 and when I first got into cycling, my dad, like, I didn't really know what 105 meant. My dad was like, yeah, it's really good.
I mean, it is really good.
Because, you're going to be fast or
Is
whatever.
it, a chef's kiss? I should probably not do that. Even Jordan's laughing at me. God damn it. Whatever, talk about the bike. I can talk about bikes.
I'm going to say that's super nice.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, super nice. YOLO.
Do you want to go for it?
Practice.
That's why you don't do it.
Yeah. Pork_ribs next.
What username?
With State All Road.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that. What's going on with that pulley wheel? It's very bling.
It is. It kind of stands out.
Does.
I like those bars as well.
I like that. It's a shame it's lent up at a bit of a weird jaunty angle, and there's a valve cap on the back wheel but not on the front wheel.
A few things not adding up to a super nice set for me. For my
Just a
liking.
nice. That's the last one
nice.
this week as well. It's a nice. I mean, I feel sad to end on just a nice.
But you can super nice it if you want.
Nope. We've got to keep standards high as possible. Right, that's it. That's wrapped up this week's GCN Tech show. Manon, it's been fantastic having you back on the show.
I think Ollie's going to be back next week, so we'll have the pleasure of Ollie.
Well, no doubt we'll talk about loads of nerdy stats when Ollie's back. Numbers, stats, chemical compositions, algorithms, aerodynamic modelling, all sorts of stuff like that.
Sports aero bras.
You name it, we'll talk about it. But on a more serious note, get involved in the comment section down below. Let us know your thoughts on winter bikes. And, we'll see you next week.
See you soon.
Bye.